Let me ask you something very honestly, something very important to you. I am from GCC with Joe Media, and I will explain. Can you really get rich with real estate in the GCC, UAE property investment reality? Everywhere you look online, someone is saying, people are getting rich with real estate in Dubai. UAE property is the fastest way to wealth. But the real question is, can you really get rich with real estate in the GCC? Or is it just another headline designed to get clicks? My family lives in the UAE and I can tell you this. The truth about GCC real estate is very different from what social media shows you. They claim that UAE property is somehow the single fastest way to achieve incredible wealth. Can you genuinely get rich with real estate across the entire GCC region? Or is this just another sensational headline, cooked up purely to maximize those click-through rates? Imagine you ask me, should I invest in UAE real estate to get rich? My answer would be yes, but only if you understand how this market really works. To cut through that, I live right here in the UAE navigating this market daily. Real estate in the GCC, especially UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, is not just a local market. It's a global investment hub. People invest here from Europe, India, China, Africa. Why? Because the GCC offers something rare: strong infrastructure, global demand, tax advantages, and high rental yields. But opportunity doesn't mean guarantee. UAE real estate investment, vertical bar Dubai property market. And I can tell you firsthand that the actual truth about GCC real estate is often miles away from what social media chooses to show you. When I initially arrived here, I was genuinely struck by the sheer scale of everything happening. You see luxury buildings constantly rising and cranes moving everywhere you turn your head. When I first came here, I was amazed. Luxury buildings, non-stop construction, cranes everywhere. It felt like money was being built out of the ground. And everyone around me had an opinion: buy now or you'll miss out. Dubai property only goes up. But here's what nobody tells you. Real estate in the GCC doesn't automatically make you rich. Some people buy property here and feel stuck for years. Others quietly build wealth without ever showing it online. So what's the difference? It truly felt like new wealth was literally being constructed right out of the desert sand. Imagine you ask me, should I invest in UAE real estate to get rich? My answer would be yes, but only if you understand how this market really works, and naturally, everyone around me felt compelled to offer their urgent, unsolicited opinion. The popular advice was always a variation of, you must buy now or you will absolutely miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The people who really make money in GCC real estate don't chase luxury, they chase strategy. They understand three core things. First, timing. Buying early, especially in off-plan projects, before prices peak. Second, cash flow. Rental income matters. In many parts of the UAE, 6 to 10% rental returns are possible, but only in the right locations. Third, exit strategy. They know when and how they'll sell before they even buy. This is not emotional investing, it's calculated. There was a pervasive sentiment that Dubai property, by some divine law, only ever moves in one direction, up. But here is the crucial piece of context that almost nobody is willing to share with you openly. Simply owning property in the GCC does not, I repeat, does not automatically translate into becoming rich. The biggest mistake most people make, here's where most people go wrong. They buy based on Instagram videos, Ford luxury show apartments, fawn, someone else's success story, fall in love with the property, instead of the numbers. And when things don't work out, they say, real estate doesn't work in the GCC. But the truth is, the market didn't fail them, their strategy did. I have personally seen individuals purchase prime property here, and then feel completely financially stagnant for many long years. Conversely, there are others quietly assembling significant wealth without ever posting a single boastful update online. So, when you look closely, what is the fundamental underlying difference between those two groups? Now, imagine you turn to me directly and ask the essential question: should I put my money into UAE real estate hoping to get rich? Personal observation: I've seen people in the UAE working non-stop, depending only on their salary. And I've seen others very quietly, building passive income through real estate. Same city, same market, very different results. The difference was never luck, it was knowledge, patience, and disciplined decision-making. Imagine you ask me, should I invest in UAE real estate to get rich? My honest answer would have to be, yes, you absolutely should consider it, but only under one major condition. That condition is that you first deeply understand the intricate mechanics of how this specific market actually functions day to day. So let me say this clearly, GCC real estate is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But if you think long-term sign, choose demand-driven locations, defocus on income, not hype, then yes. Real estate in the GCC can change your financial future. You see, real estate across the GCC, think UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar specifically, transcends being merely a local trade zone. It has firmly established itself as a premier high-stakes global investment hub for serious capital. This is why we see dedicated investors channeling significant capital into the region from across Europe. You find major players participating actively from the vast markets of India and the powerful economies of China. Even significant investment funds from various parts of Africa are consistently recognizing this area's potential. The core reason for this immense international interest is that the GCC offers a rare combination of powerful factors. Crucially, the region boasts incredibly robust physical infrastructure that supports long-term growth. Global demand, driven by population influx and economic stability, remains consistently high. Furthermore, the region often presents very attractive tax advantages compared to many other major world capitals. And perhaps most attractively to investors, the potential for high rental yields is frequently cited. However, please internalize this crucial caveat. Great opportunity absolutely does not ever guarantee personal success for everyone. The savvy people who truly profit in GCC real estate are not the ones frantically chasing the newest luxury listings. Instead, they are the investors who are laser-focused on developing and executing a sound, intelligent strategy. They meticulously understand and master 3 distinct core components before making any commitment. Component number 1 is impeccable timing, which means being the right person at the right place, at the right historical moment. This often involves getting involved very early, particularly with off-plan projects, before the wider market acknowledges the future peak value. The second vital piece they master is pure cash flow, because income generated today pays your bills tomorrow. Rental income absolutely matters in this equation, and it cannot be ignored in favor of pure capital appreciation. In many proven parts of the UAE, obtaining net returns between 6 to 10% is genuinely achievable. But this desirable return is almost exclusively restricted to properties situated in the genuinely right, well-researched neighborhoods. The final piece of the puzzle is having a crystal-clear exit strategy established before the initial purchase is even finalized. These successful people know precisely when, why, and how they intend to liquidate their asset years down the line. Understand this. This disciplined approach is calculated analysis. It is absolutely not emotional decision-making. Now, let's talk about the single largest, most recurring error that the majority of new buyers consistently make. Too many people base their entire multi-$100,000 decision solely on scrolling through eye-catching Instagram videos. They commit based on the incredibly persuasive sales pitch given inside a stunning, untouchable luxury show apartment. Or worse yet, they invest because someone else they know online publicly declared their own recent success story as gospel. They end up falling completely and deeply in love with the aesthetics of the property itself, but they fail to do the difficult, crucial homework required to fall in love with the underlying financial numbers instead. And when the inevitable difficult situation arises, their immediate response is to blame the entire system. They state things like, "See, I told you real estate simply does not work effectively in the GCC region for normal people." But the honest reality is that the market didn't fail them. Their underdeveloped, emotionally driven strategy was what ultimately failed. I have personally witnessed dedicated people here in the UAE working incredibly hard, relying solely on their monthly employer salary. And simultaneously, I have observed others, very quietly, building substantial passive income streams through smart real estate choices. They are operating within the exact same city, exposed to the exact same regional market conditions. The results they achieve are vastly, fundamentally different from one another. I assure you, the distinction between them was never down to sheer, unpredictable luck or random chance. That massive difference boiled down entirely to specialized, acquired knowledge that they actively sought out. It also required unwavering patience through the inevitable market dips and corrections. And finally, it demanded strict, disciplined decision-making divorced from any fleeting market emotion. So let me state this central thesis with absolute clarity for everyone watching right now. GCC real estate should never, under any circumstances, be viewed as a quick ticket to instant riches. However, if you are prepared to consistently think with a genuinely long-term perspective, the rewards can be transformative. If you diligently choose locations based on demonstrable, verifiable demand rather than superficial trends, you'll see better results. And if your primary focus remains squarely on securing solid income streams, instead of getting caught up in unsustainable hype, listen closely, then yes, I firmly believe that strategic real estate in the GCC can absolutely redefine the trajectory of your entire financial future. If you appreciate these honest, jargon-free conversations about actually investing in UAE and GCC property, Share this specific video with anyone you know who is currently on the fence about making their first investment move here. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel so you never miss our next in-depth guide. We will also cover those crucial, high-stakes pitfalls you absolutely must steer clear of at all costs. Not everyone who invests in the GCC real estate market will ultimately become wealthy from it, but those exceptionally disciplined few who commit to truly learning the mechanisms behind the success. UAE and GCC real estate investment, without hype, without pressure. Then like this video, share it with someone who's thinking about investing, and subscribe to the channel. I am from GCC with Joe Media, because in the next video, I'll explain exactly what to look for before buying your first property.